What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin from 1981 could be worth thousands today? Would you believe that a nickel minted in Philadelphia, something millions once overlooked, is now turning heads at auctions and shocking even veteran collectors? This isn't just another coin story. This is a wake-up call. Right now, sitting in your coin jar, in your drawers, or tucked away in an old collection, could be a Jefferson nickel so rare and valuable that it might just change your life financially. You've probably handled dozens, even hundreds, of 1981 nickels. But there's one specific type, with a subtle yet powerful difference, that has become a hidden treasure. And here's the twist, most people still don't even know it exists. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify it, and why this coin could be the most important 5 cents you ever find. Let's go back to 1981. The economy was tense, inflation was rising, and the US Mint was pumping out billions of coins. Among them was the Jefferson nickel. On the surface, nothing seemed unusual, a familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front, Monticello on the back, but in Philadelphia, something changed. That year marked one of the first consistent uses of the P mint mark on nickels, a tiny letter with massive implications. Prior to 1980, the Philadelphia Mint rarely used a mint mark on coins like nickels. But from 1981 forward, the P began to appear regularly. So what makes the 1981 P Jefferson nickel so special? Not all of them are valuable, but a select few were struck with remarkable precision. Known as full steps nickels, these rare examples show complete detail on the steps of Monticello, a feature that's incredibly difficult to preserve during minting. Now here's where it gets serious. A 1981 P Jefferson nickel with full steps, in pristine condition, has sold for up to $9,975 at auction. Yes, nearly $10,000. That's not a typo. And these coins continue to gain value as collectors and investors scramble to secure them. The rarity comes down to die quality, strike pressure, and flawless preservation. And as time passes, fewer of these nickels survive in high grade, making them even more sought after. This isn't just a coin. It's a financial opportunity. A portable piece of history that could pay off more than you ever imagined. While the masses ignore these nickels, the savvy collector sees gold where others see copper and nickel. Now that you know the truth, how do you find one? Start by looking for the 1981 Jefferson nickel with a visible P mint mark on the right side of the coin, just beside Jefferson's portrait. But don't stop there. Flip the coin and examine the steps on Monticello. Are all 5 to 6 steps clearly defined, unbroken, and sharp? If yes, you may have found a full steps variety, and condition is everything. A circulated nickel won't command much, but an uncirculated, untouched example in mint state, especially MS66 or higher, is the true treasure. Use a magnifying glass. Pay attention to luster, strike, and those steps. If you're unsure, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small investment in certification could multiply your returns exponentially. This isn't just about coins. It's about discovery, legacy, and potential. Most people will never take the time to check. Most will assume that a nickel is just a nickel, but not you. You're here because you sense something greater. You're not afraid to look closely, to hunt for value where others overlook. And now, the door is open. So what are you waiting for? Go check your old coins. Dig through your drawers. Look through your family's change. Because the next life-changing Jefferson nickel could already be in your hands. Don't let this be the story you heard too late. Collectors are acting now. Are you? Stay curious. Stay focused. And never stop searching. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the finder. This is your moment. Will you take it? Would you check your pocket change more carefully? Because right now, there's a coin out there, hiding in drawers, forgotten in jars, maybe even in your possession, that could flip your financial future upside down. This isn't a myth. It's the 2002 Jefferson nickel with the Denver Mint mark. At first glance, it looks just like any other nickel you've seen 1,000 times, but certain versions of this coin are quietly breaking records in private sales and collector auctions, and the best part, most people have no idea they're sitting on a goldmine, until it's too late. So before you spend another nickel, before you let one more coin slip through your fingers, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to identify this rare treasure, and why it could be the most valuable coin you've ever owned. Let's go back to 2002. The US Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels that year, many stamped with a small d below Monticello, marking their origin from the Denver Mint, but hidden among those millions were anomalies. Coins that slipped past quality control, coins with full steps, those pristine horizontal lines on the Monticello building that indicate a nearly perfect strike, and coins struck on the wrong planchets or with slight but significant die errors. This is where the value skyrockets. Take, for example, the 2002 D Jefferson nickel graded MS68 with full steps designation. It's incredibly scarce. One such coin recently stunned collectors when it sold for nearly $3,000 at a heritage auction, and as condition improves and fewer flawless coins remain in circulation, the demand only rises. But that's not the ceiling. Some rare mint-era nickels from this era, especially if they exhibit double dies, misalignments, or off-metal strikes, have been privately valued at over $10,000. And with today's booming numismatic market, those numbers are climbing. You may be wondering, why this coin? Why now? Because the Jefferson series is evolving, the modern collector is re-evaluating overlooked years, and 2002 is becoming a spotlight year because of its low survival rate in top condition, combined with a fresh wave of demand from serious investors. This isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a strategic opportunity, where the right find can become a five-figure payday, and in the world of nickels, the 2002 D is one of the most underestimated players. So, how can you identify a valuable 2002 D Jefferson nickel? Start with the basics, flip the coin and examine the Monticello building. Look for full steps, 5 distinct lines at the base of the structure. If they're sharp and uninterrupted, you may be holding a highly graded gem. Next, check for unusual features. Are the details misaligned? Does the coin feel slightly lighter or heavier than usual? Is the edge off-center, or does it have doubling in the text or numbers? These subtle clues could mean you're holding an error coin, one that collectors are willing to pay thousands to own. Condition matters. Coins graded MS66 and above are rare, and prices jump exponentially with each grade. So if you think your coin is special, don't leave it to chance. Have it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. And here's the part that most collectors overlook: timing is everything. Right now, the 2002 D is gaining attention, but once awareness hits its peak, those who got in early, those who acted now, will be the ones holding the highest value examples. Do not wait until this coin becomes mainstream. The window to profit is open now, not later. So here's what I want you to do next: dig through your old coin jars, search your change, and check every Jefferson nickel from 2002. Especially the ones with that small but powerful D mint mark, because while others sleep on their collections, you could be uncovering a rare coin that changes everything. Collectors, your moment is here. Don't just collect coins, collect opportunity. Check your change, protect your finds, and remember, sometimes, the smallest coins carry the biggest secrets. Your 2002 D Jefferson nickel might not just be 5 cents. It might be the key to your next 5,000 or more. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and whatever you do, never underestimate the power of a nickel. Have you ever handed over a nickel without a second thought, never realizing it could have been worth a life-changing sum? Right now, in homes across America, people are unknowingly sitting on rare 2006 Jefferson nickels with a Philadelphia mint mark. Coins that appear ordinary at first glance but are quietly exploding in value. Some collectors have already cashed in, while others are still letting these treasures slip through their fingers. If you're thinking, it's just a modern nickel, think again. Because one rare variety of the 2006 P. Jefferson nickel shocked the market when a high-grade specimen nearly touched 6 figures at auction. This isn't just about collecting coins. It's about discovering a hidden financial opportunity that could be sitting in your pocket, your junk drawer, or that old coffee can in the garage. And by the time this video ends, you'll know exactly how to find it. But first, what makes this unassuming 5-cent coin so valuable? And why are seasoned collectors racing to get their hands on it? The 2006 Jefferson nickel marked the first full return to the classic Monticello reverse after the Westward Journey series. It was a year of transition, but also a year of quiet rarity. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the P mark sits just beneath the year on the obverse. Over 345 million were produced, but here's the twist: most were circulated carelessly, worn down, or damaged, but a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition, and some were struck with errors so rare they've become legends in the numismatic world. One such coin, graded MS68 full steps by PCGS, fetched a jaw-dropping $964,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million for a 5-cent coin, because of its condition, clarity, and extreme scarcity. Then there are the die errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and even misplaced mint marks. These variations might look like imperfections to the untrained eye, but to collectors, they're golden tickets. With the right eye, even a coin worth a few cents can turn into a retirement-shaping discovery, and it's not just about one-off sales. These nickels are rapidly gaining momentum in the collector's market. Demand is rising. Prices are climbing. And the window to profit? It's closing. The question is, will you act in time? So how do you know if your 2006 Jefferson nickel is the one collectors are chasing? Start by checking the mint mark. Look just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. It must have the P for Philadelphia. Then, examine the coin under good lighting. Do you see sharp, uninterrupted steps on Monticello's staircase? That's the full steps designation, critical for premium grading. That if your coin looks untouched, with no scratches or wear, it might be uncirculated. That's your first green flag. And if you suspect any error, like doubling in the lettering, an off-center image, or missing design details, don't dismiss it. Errors can multiply a coin's value exponentially. Now here's the emotional truth: these coins are slipping away. Every day, rare nickels like this are being spent, rolled into bank deposits, or thrown into coin machines, vanishing from circulation forever. You might only get one chance to check your change drawer. One chance to pull out a coin that could completely alter your financial future. What will you do with that chance? Collectors, hobbyists, and everyday Americans are already cashing in. Some didn't even realize what they had until it was too late. Others took the time to look, and uncovered thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. So tonight, when you get home, don't just set your loose change aside. Look at every nickel. Hold it up. Check the year. Spot that P. Because that one moment of curiosity might just turn into the most valuable decision you've ever made. And if you find something unusual, don't hesitate. Get it graded, get it verified, and get ready for the possibilities. Subscribe now for more rare coin discoveries that could change your life. The next $1 million coin might already be in your hands. Don't wait until it's just another story of what could have been. This is your moment. Grab it. Imagine casually sorting through your pocket change and suddenly discovering a single nickel, just 5 cents, that could unlock a payout so shocking, it would rewrite your financial story. Yes, we're talking about the unassuming 2014 Jefferson nickel with the Denver mint mark. A coin so common at first glance, most people overlook it. But here's the truth: under the surface, rare variations of this coin have commanded jaw-dropping prices, some nearing 6 figures. And many collectors still don't realize what makes this nickel so valuable. What if you've already spent it without knowing? What if it's sitting right now in your coin jar, quietly waiting for someone who understands its worth? In this video, you'll learn why this nickel might just be the most underestimated coin of the decade, and how a few key features could turn it into a life-changing find. Keep watching, because missing this information could cost you dearly. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, but in 2014, something unusual happened that sparked excitement in the numismatic community. The Denver Mint produced over 450 million Jefferson nickels that year. That's an overwhelming number, but here's where the story twists. Among these coins, a limited batch left the mint with critical errors and distinctive die varieties that make them extremely rare. We're talking about coins with double dies, off-center strikes, and even full steps, those razor-sharp details at the base of Monticello that only appear in the best-struck nickels. One such example of a 2014 D. Jefferson nickel with pristine condition and full steps designation sold for over $2,600 at auction. And that's just the beginning. A rare off-center strike with 80% misalignment fetched nearly $3,750. And coins in MS-68 condition, almost flawless, are considered so elusive that collectors are willing to pay nearly $10,000 to add them to their registry sets. But what's even more surprising? Experts believe the market hasn't even peaked. As demand grows and the coin community becomes more aware of these rare 2014 D varieties, values are climbing. This isn't just a collectible, it's an investment. A hedge against inflation, a tangible asset with historical significance, and a window of opportunity for anyone willing to search. Why is it rare? Because most 2014 D nickels were struck for circulation. That means they were tossed in cash registers, vending machines, and wallets, exposed to damage and wear. Pristine examples, especially those with rare mint errors, are vanishing fast. So how can you tell if the nickel in your pocket is one of the rare ones? First, check for the D mint mark on the right side of Jefferson's portrait, just above the date. Then, turn the coin over and inspect Monticello. Are the steps perfectly detailed? If yes, you may have a full steps variety, a strong signal of high value. Use a magnifier to look for doubling, especially on Jefferson's eye, the inscriptions, or the columns of Monticello. Even a slight error can drastically increase the value. Also, look for misalignments. If the design is significantly off-center or shows part of another planchet, don't ignore it. These errors are rare and often missed by untrained eyes, and condition matters. The closer your coin is to mint state, the more it's worth. Coins graded MS-66 and higher are where collectors and investors are placing their bets. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you really looked at your change? It's easy to believe that treasure only lives in banks and vaults. But history tells us otherwise. Life-changing discoveries have come from glove compartments, dresser drawers, even dusty basement boxes. This isn't just a hunt for rare metal, it's a chance to rewrite your story, to discover something that others missed, and to hold a piece of history that could define your financial future. Don't wait. Start checking your 2014 nickels today. Talk to your local coin dealer. Get them appraised. Join coin groups. Because once these rare varieties are gone, or snapped up by collectors with deeper pockets, they may never return to the open market, and if you don't act now, someone else will, because in the world of coins, fortune doesn't favor the patient, it favors the prepared. Subscribe for more powerful coin insights, and remember, the next time you hear a nickel drop, listen closely. It might just be your future calling. Every so often, a modern coin slips through the cracks of history and becomes a legend among collectors. This isn't about century-old relics or coins locked away in museums. This is about a coin minted just a few years ago, and it could be sitting in your pocket change right now. Why are collectors across the country racing to find the 2021 D Jefferson nickel? What makes this seemingly ordinary coin so extraordinary? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why missing out on this could be one of the biggest financial regrets of your collecting journey. Let's rewind. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, but in 2021, something unexpected happened. Something that makes the Denver minted version from that year a lightning rod for collectors and investors alike. The 2021 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark was part of a high-output minting year, but among the millions struck, a microscopic number were produced with extremely rare die errors. These include full steps on Monticello, misaligned dies, and even doubled features on Jefferson's portrait. The kind of errors that don't just raise eyebrows, they drive auction prices into the stratosphere. One verified specimen featuring strong doubling and flawless full steps recently fetched over $9,500 in a private collector auction. That's right, a modern nickel sold for nearly $10,000. And rumors are spreading fast that ultra-high-grade examples with both error and condition perfection could command values exceeding $50,000. Even $100,000 as demand skyrockets. This isn't fantasy. This is market momentum backed by data, demand, and a growing sense of urgency from collectors who know that the next valuable nickel won't be announced, it'll be discovered. You see, most people still assume that valuable coins must be old, silver, or gold. But the market has changed. Collectors are now turning to modern rarities. The 2021 D. Jefferson nickel is at the heart of this shift. It's not just a coin, it's an investment vehicle, a time-sensitive opportunity, and a piece of American minting history that's still flying under the radar. So how do you know if your 2021 D. Jefferson nickel is one of the rare ones? First, flip it over and examine the steps at the base of Monticello. Count them. If you see 5 full, unbroken steps, and the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're already holding a premium specimen. Next, inspect it under magnification. Look closely at Jefferson's eye and the words, "In God We Trust." If you detect doubling or unusual clarity in the text, you may be holding a doubled die, a feature that could send its value soaring. Don't forget to check for die cracks or off-center strikes. These minting errors can transform a common nickel into a rare treasure. And always look for high luster and sharp detail, because grading is everything when it comes to value. Here's the truth. Most people will never check. They'll spend these coins without a second thought. But you're not most people. You're a collector, an investor, a seeker of rare value in the everyday. This coin won't stay under the radar forever. Prices are climbing. Awareness is spreading. And the window to find one in circulation is closing fast. Don't wait until it's featured in headlines as the coin that slipped through everyone's hands. Start checking. Start searching. Because right now, this isn't just a story, it's your opportunity. And in the world of rare coins, timing is everything. So ask yourself, have you checked your 2021 nickels yet? Because the next life-changing find could be right in your hand. You might think rare coins are only from the early 1900s or colonial times. But what if I told you that one of the most overlooked nickels from just a few years ago could quietly become the sleeper hit of modern coin collecting? It's not about silver or age anymore. It's about rarity, demand, and one tiny detail that most people miss. The window to find these valuable nickels is closing, and collectors who act fast could be sitting on a coin that skyrockets in value. Keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why this seemingly ordinary nickel could financially change your life. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in American pockets since 1938, but in 2022, something shifted. Minted in Philadelphia, the 2022 Jefferson nickel with the P mark was supposed to be just another modern release. Billions were made, most of them flawless and forgettable. But as always in the world of coin collecting, a small number broke the pattern. Minting errors, die breaks, off-center strikes, and sharp details struck on incorrect planchets. These are the rare events that turn a 5-cent piece into a 5-figure fortune. Some 2022 P. Jefferson nickels have already been graded by PCGS and NGC with unusual errors, full steps with mirror-like finishes, misaligned dies, and dramatic double strikes. One flawless MS-70 example, featuring full steps and razor-sharp relief, sold for over $2,000 at auction. And experts speculate that if a major error version surfaces with dramatic visual anomalies, it could fetch up to $10,000 or more. But here's where it gets even more interesting. There are rumors, still unconfirmed but stirring real excitement, about a unique transitional strike, a 2022 P. Jefferson nickel mistakenly minted on the wrong metal blank, potentially a leftover from a foreign coin contract. If authenticated, it could command upwards of $100,000 or more, and we haven't even reached the top yet. Consider this. A modern Lincoln cent with a rare minting flaw sold for $944,000. Who's to say a one-of-a-kind Jefferson nickel couldn't do the same? The market is hungry. Collectors are scouring coin rolls. Dealers are quietly upping their offers for certified high-grade 2022 P nickels. The signs are there. But most Americans are still ignoring them. So how do you find one of these rare nickels? Start with the basics. Look for the P mint mark, clearly visible on the obverse, to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Then, pay close attention to the steps of Monticello on the reverse. If you can count all 5 to 6 steps clearly, without breaks, that's a sign of a well-struck, high-grade coin, possibly full steps, which is a premium variety. Now, here's what separates the casual observer from the serious collector. Examine the coin under a magnifier. Look for doubling on Jefferson's eye, chin, or the words, "In God We Trust." Check for rotated dies. If the reverse image is misaligned when you flip the coin, you may have something rare. And always weigh your nickel. If it's significantly lighter or heavier than 5 grams, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet. If your coin checks any of these boxes, do not spend it. Get it professionally graded. Coins in top condition with visual errors can explode in value. Don't make the mistake of tossing away what could be your biggest opportunity. This isn't just about coin collecting. This is about timing. About recognizing value before the world does. The 2022 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark may seem ordinary, but history shows us that greatness often hides in plain sight. So here's your moment. Check your coin jars. Search your pocket change. Open those forgotten rolls sitting in the basement. Because if you wait, if you assume someone else will find the next rare nickel, you could miss the chance of a lifetime. Will your next nickel be the one? Only one way to find out. Stay curious. Stay bold. And never stop searching.